Let's begin this section on closing the books. Closing the books is a 5-step process, and we're going to take you through each step in this section. Each step has its own particular training video. The 5 steps are: first, we have to set a closing date and password to restrict users from a prior period. Number 2, we're going to provide our accountant with our QuickBooks financial information using the method Accountant's Review. Number 3, we're going to incorporate changes from our accountant. Number 4, we're going to archive and condense data files to delete a prior period's detailed transactions. And number 5, the automatic year-end transfer of net income to retained earnings. Our first step, set a closing date and password restrict users from a prior period. To set a closing date, come here under Edit, Preferences. Come here to Accounting, Company Preferences, and here is where we set our closing date. We're going to close our books through October 31st of 2003. New for 2002 versions of QuickBooks Forward is password protection capability, so that users cannot go prior to this date and make changes. The administrator can, as long as the administrator knows this password. Let's set the password as 5555 and click OK. Click OK here, and let's look at our users. Company, Set up users. OK. If we have a list of users in here, we can set whether or not they have permission to record transactions in a prior period. Let's come in here and let's set up our admin 5555. Let's add a user. Let's add Cindy again. Same password. We're going to skip through these just because we want to show you this part. Should this user have the ability to change or delete transactions that were recorded before the closing date? Some users you will want to have this capability, so click Yes here. They'll still be required to know the password before being able to input transactions before the closing date. And that's setting a closing date.